Hi, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a shipping container house. And oh my gosh, when I say I struggled with this build, it's not something I've ever done before. Even though I've had eco lifestyle like for ages, I've never even lived in the shipping container house. I don't even think I've lived in eco lifestyle in what is this world? Evergreen Harbor. I don't even think I've lived in that world before. So it was really challenging to what did I want to do, what kind of vibe did I want to go for. Did I want it to be literally, I found a shipping container and I turned it into my home, or did I want it to be more oh yeah, I live in a shipping container, but it's nice, I've got wallpaper up, I've got thingy, I wasn't sure which one I wanted to go for. So I ended up going with the thing where it's yeah, I've made it look nice. I live in a shipping container, but we're still having a fun time. It's still a vibe. And yeah, so that's the vibe that I went for. I only used the base game and eco lifestyle in this one, but if I had used any other packs, I probably would have used the industrial loft kit, because the base game has quite a few industrial looking things, and since we're in an industrial area, it makes a lot of sense. So I thought maybe I could do that, but oh yeah, I was only using the base game and eco living, so didn't have that unfortunately. But yeah, if I decided to do this again, I probably would have stuff like that, just because I think it makes sense and it matches a lot of the stuff that's already in the pack and the stuff that's in base game as well. So I think it makes sense. And the reason I say that is because I was thinking about maybe doing this again, but actually doing it oh yeah, I've just dragged furniture into a shipping container, but that would mean no windows, the only doors would be the shipping container doors, and just trying to make it proper look oh yeah, I've just moved in with things. So let me know if you guys would want to see that, because I would definitely be interested in doing that. This was actually a commenter suggestion, so thank you very much to whoever suggested that. This was a lot of fun, just because yeah, it's so out of my wheelhouse, and I'm really enjoying doing these random builds, and I like knowing that you guys are gonna like them. So yeah, if you have any other suggestions for me, do let me know, because I do thoroughly enjoy them. You might have seen just now I was building a rooftop garden, or the start of one, and I end up getting rid of that, though I did really want it. I just couldn't figure out a way to make it work and have it still look nice, and that's really my own fault for not researching enough basically, and looking up reference images. But when I say this build took me forever, I was building it so late at night, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning by the time I finished, and oh my gosh, it took so long. So it's yeah, I should have looked it up, but I honestly didn't even think about it at the time. I was just oh yeah, I don't know what one looks like, so I guess I'll just have to guess. I don't have Google at my disposal. So yeah. Also, did you guys see on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, people was talking about the Sims Delivery Express that we got, the backpack and the lunchbox and all that kind of stuff, and one of the Sims devs said, oh, I made this item, talking about one of the backpack swatches, and he was oh, can any of you find the Easter egg that I put on there and stuff? And everyone was oh my gosh, it's gonna be a hint about the next pack. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's gonna be about what new stuff is coming. Oh my gosh. And everyone was losing it over this pack and things, and what hint could possibly be given and things. And then it turns out it's lost. It turns out it's the meme Lost from 15 years ago. I don't know how old that meme actually is, but it's so old. It's it's possible it came out the same time the Sims 4 base game came out, and I guess it's finally in the game, so there's that. But also why are you putting a reference to a comic about miscarriage in a teen rated game now? And also, why did you say it it was a special thing? People were so excited, and it was actually nothing. And yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. People I think they were a bit disappointed that that's all it was, and particularly that it was lost of all things. If you know, you know, that has so much history steeped in it, so I'm not gonna get into it right now. But yeah, I can't believe that that's what the Easter egg was. No, nothing about fairies or something, or hotels or cars, or I'm trying to think about what other things that we actually want, but but what else is there to add to The Sims 4 at this point? I saw Plumbella did a video about this recently, like the future of The Sims 4, and it's like, yeah, what is the future of The Sims 4? Because at this point, pretty much everything that would usually be covered in a Sims game has been covered. So like, you know, you would expect university, you would expect werewolves, vampires, witches, all that kind of thing. The only real thing that we're missing is fairies, maybe zombies, because those were in The Sims 3 Supernatural, but I don't see how you could make a full game pack out of zombies. Like, that just seems... I don't know how they would do something like that, particularly because zombies are quite, like, inherently violent, you know? So it's like, would you make it that you could have vegetarian ones? Like, yeah, I'm not really sure, because obviously with vampires and stuff, they drain your blood, but, like, they don't kill you doing that. You just pass out and you feel uncomfortable, but you don't die. But zombies eat brains, and that's kind of like, you know, by definition, is kind of a game ender. So, yeah, I don't know how they would do something like that. So maybe it would just end up attached to another pack, kind of like how Aliens is just part of Get to Work rather than having their own pack. Maybe they would just add it to some other pack, but yeah, I'm not really sure. But other than that, the only other real thing that we don't have is hotels, and I really would like to have hotels, because my problem is I always make too much money too fast in this game, right? Like, I always end up so wealthy because there's just not enough things to spend money on. And one thing that's really great to spend money on is like retail lots and things. And obviously I know you can buy shops and stuff, but I want to buy buildings and like have things that have more expenses to them and things. So it's like, you know, the cost of running a hotel is expensive just because it's the cost of running a whole building and stuff. And I really enjoyed doing the hotel stuff in The Sims 3. It was one of my favorite things to do, just because you could like basically customize it quite a lot and things, and you were responsible for quite a lot, and it was just a lot of like work, but in a good way. And that was also because I had way too much money and I was just figuring out a way to get rid of all the money. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing it that way. So I would definitely like to see that come back. But other than that, I'm not really sure what else they could bring. I'd love to know what you guys would like to see. Like, maybe I'm just being stupid and I'm like missing a super like glaringly obvious thing that we're missing. More musical instruments would be nice. Oh, that's what I would like. Like, why do we have so many guitars? Don't get me wrong, I like the guitar and stuff, but you know, what about a bass guitar? I don't think we've ever had one of those, so that might be fun. And obviously we could have a drum kit, because we've had drum kits before. Though thinking about it, even with the guitars, we don't even have an electric guitar. Like, we have guitars that look like they should be electric, but they still make an acoustic sound. And I was really disappointed when I saw that, because I was like, oh cool, so we have an acoustic sound and we have an electric. And then I played the electric and it's like, that is still acoustic. And don't get me wrong, I know you can have electric acoustics, but even they don't sound the same as a normal acoustic guitar, and they definitely don't sound the same as an electric guitar. So I don't know why they didn't just make that bit of effort to be like, yeah, it's an electric guitar, so it makes electric guitar sounds. Like, that doesn't feel like an unreasonable request, you know what I mean? Like, the instrument makes the sound that it should make. Because yeah, I think it actually came with the deluxe version of the game, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like an electric. It's got like, I think it's called like Grimm's guitar or something like that, but it's clearly meant to be an electric guitar, but then it still makes an acoustic sound. And it's like, I feel like even just adding that little extra thing would mean that, like, yeah, that's technically two different instruments, because you get two different sounds. And I just feel like the music side of things is really, really lacking, considering where The Sims 2 was, where, you know, they had things like the double bass and instruments like that, and, you know, yeah, they had a drum kit, and they had, like, even the kids had different instruments, like, they had, like, xylophones and things like that, though I think there's CC that you can get, but that's not the same, you know, I want it in-game, there's CC for everything I can get, really, but I don't want that. Yeah, it's just a bit disappointing, I think, just that, like, there was an opportunity to have it right there, like, you put in the other instrument, but then didn't bother to put in the little bit of effort required to make thing. I mean, maybe it's not a little bit of effort, maybe it's actually a lot of effort, but either way, I just feel like it should have been included from the get-go. But other than that, I feel like what else is there? Like, I mean, we could get something really silly like Into the Future, but I don't think they would do an Into the Future style pack again. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, like I said, I'd love to know what you guys would think. Like, what would you guys like to see? Because I genuinely can't think of anything outside of fairies and hotels. So yeah, I would really like to hear what you guys have to say. What we're gonna do now is we're going to pop back into game, and I'm gonna give you a short little tour around, just because this particular build doesn't lend itself so well to screenshots, just because inherently a shipping container isn't great to take screenshots of, because it's so kind of like garish, because it's red and yellow. So it's a bit I kind of wish that I'd gone for like a green on top instead of having 2 red. I wish I had changed it to a green, but yeah, it's not too much of a big deal. But yeah, so we are going to pop back into game now, and I shall give you the final tour. Okay, so here we are back in game, as you can see. So we have our nice little garden here with the dew catcher thing. We have our little bike. I remember a mailbox and a bin. I decided to go with a dumpster. Technically, I think there is actually one in the area. Yeah, there's one over there, and then possibly one somewhere else. So yeah, I technically didn't need to. Look, there's even some here. I didn't need to, so I was very nice in giving you a dumpster. So then we have the back garden here with some nice little planters, some vertical planters. I hid a bunch of gnomes around, because this just seems like the kind of house that would have a bunch of gnomes. You know, they're trying to make it nice and actually like good to live in. So yeah, then we have the downstairs. We have the living room just here with this nice like kind of industrial feel, because I was like, we're in an industrial area. We have our little dining room area, then our little kitchen just here, and we have our kids bedroom, or kids and toddler bedroom, because it does actually fit both. Very nice. Then upstairs we have our, I don't want to say it's a lofted bedroom, but it kind of is. But you see, it's just here. Technically, if you wanted to, you could like put a wall just here and turn this into like a bedroom, and then just have like this be like either a hallway or maybe even considered an office. But I liked it like this. So we got a little computer, and then finally we have the bathroom. This is why you might want to like block off here, because it is technically like you'd have to walk through their bedroom to get to the bathroom. But we live in a shipping container. We only have so much space. Just a pure eco-living bathroom. And yeah, we have obviously solar panels on the roof, because we probably need to generate our own power here. I haven't made this lot off the grid, but you might want to do that if you're living here. Oh, and I also added this little entrepreneur's table, because you can sell stuff on there, so it's another way to make money. With all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!